All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Thursday afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. Welcome. Dogecoin turning around a little bit, but it's something. It's better than yesterday. We were all bears. No, we weren't all bears yesterday. But Dogecoin was looking bearish yesterday. But we've come up rather nicely, about 3%. So that's good. It's a start. It's a start. And we had Bitcoin coming up to 111, but now there's some games being played right up here with some long leverage trade, new long leverage trades just getting wiped out here in like 5 minutes. And same with ETH as well. ETH drops down, takes out a bunch of long leverage. So all of those games are continuing. There's some other bit of news though that's kind of interesting that we want to cover involving CZ and Binance. So we'll talk about that. And yeah, we'll have some other fun things too. I always have some stuff lined up at the start, and then we'll get into the Q&A, and we'll see how you all are doing. But for now, let me drop down here in the corner, and let's take a look at what is going on. We start with Bitcoin, because we got our good friend Vivek, right? Hey, Bitcoin is ripping, 111,000. And then he says, 120,000 happening today? And it's just like, these are these typical crypto Twitter accounts that just, they know it's not going to 120K today, right? They know it's not going to 120K today. So it's just dumb. It's just more of the same. And this guy and a few other accounts, like that Crypto Rover account, and they're just like perma bulls, and just everything is go, 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 go. So, you know, I had to have a little fun with it too. I did just have to have a little fun with it with this, which is the Doge price compared to the M2 money supply, where, because people have been doing this comparison, right? Because it was lining up for so long, like the trading up and the trading down was perfectly lining up with what you see in yellow there, the M2 money supply. And since that last dip, the M2 money supply is just going up and up and up and up and up, and Doge is going up slightly, but more sideways. And it's just like, yeah, that's not working. But hey, we're way behind, but we can catch up in no time, right? We can catch up. Doge, let's go. Let's go, Doge. So we have that, which is a fun thing. But Merlin says, look, if you scroll back in time and you look at the price of Bitcoin compared to gold and compared to the amount you've actually invested, yeah, you should have invested in Bitcoin, right? This goes to all the gold bugs out there, the Peter Schiff followers, that Bitcoin has completely outpaced gold by a lot, by an absolute lot. So just kind of interesting little video here as Bitcoin just goes up and up, and gold just has this little bitty tick up right here to a new all-time high. And that was it. Well, it's starting over again. I wanted to pause it. Yeah. Anyway, but they didn't do one for Dogecoin, which of course, since 2018 has outperformed Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin maxis don't want you to know that Dogecoin has outperformed Bitcoin, and of course gold as well, since 2018. Shabil, I have no idea. That's my answer. Approximate date. I have no idea. All right. Thank you very much for the question. How am I supposed to know what date it's going to reach a certain price? How am I supposed to know that? We can look at charts, right? We can look at different outlooks, but to know what date a certain coin is going to hit a certain price, no idea. Yeah, Trump is going to be speaking with Homeland. It's a Homeland Security thing, protecting law enforcement, all that. It has nothing to do with finance, crypto, or anything else today for Trump. Okay, Ian? Not today. I'm a prophet. I'm a wizard. No, I'm a wizard, everybody. You know that. I'm a wizard. I'm a wizard. But here's the big news that Trump did do today. He pardoned CZ. Yes. Trump pardoned CZ. Why did he pardon CZ? CZ, right, did his time, right? And got out, I think August, end of August, beginning of September, I don't know, a couple months ago. CZ got out of jail, right? He did his time. So why in October is Trump pardoning CZ? Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Maybe, as CoffeeZilla says, well, no, that's not the CoffeeZilla one. Where's the other one? There was another one about CZ. Oh, I'll have to find that one. We'll get to the CoffeeZilla in a minute. But I guess I don't have that tab anymore. Some think that CZ and Binance are teaming up with the Trump team that does the crypto to make them more rich, right? All around World Liberty Finance, like all this stuff, and this paves the way for it. And hey, I think Trump's doing a great job as a president, but all this financial stuff and like lining their pockets with crypto, a little sketch there. And this is just another one of those. Yeah, I guess it is what it is, right? But it paves the way now with a pardon that CZ can basically do whatever he wants. And as CoffeeZilla says, crime is now legal, right? That's his saying, crime is now legal. Unbelievable. So it paves the way for Binance, the big Binance, to start operating here in the United States. And then Binance US will just get absorbed back in or whatever. And it'll be the big Binance that has the bigger liquidity as well as the bigger leverage trading, which is what's going on now. The leverage trading up and down. And the rich get richer too. Yes, William. The rich get richer. Yeah, Trump is literally scamming the United States, Ruben. Exactly. Exactly. But Coffee also said, look, remember that hyperliquid whale that shorted the market and made $190 million because of Trump tweets a few hours later? Yeah, well, little digging and that Polymarket account, there's a Polymarket account that's called Big Winner 01. They placed big bets that CZ was going to be pardoned. Interesting. And additionally, that Big Winner 01 account is actually linked back to that same hyperliquid account that did all that heavy shorting right before Trump announced the 100% tariffs on China. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Crime is legal, as Coffee says, right? Crime is legal. That's what, I mean, we just we're just doing our thing right over in our little corner of the crypto world, right? We're just doing our thing, just trying to ride this out and doing the best we can. But these guys are making huge money, insider trading, insider knowledge, and it does go right back to President Trump and his family. Right. They're not even trying to hide it. They're just doing it. Because nobody can touch them. Nobody can touch them. So we got all that going on. Meanwhile, Trader Tardigrade with Doge is saying, look, this is looking more and more and more and more like 2017. As we've talked about, does the current trading now look like previous cycles? And it's looking more and more like 2017 in that the structure of the upward sloping support line with two pumps is very reminiscent to what we have right now, an upward sloping support line with two pumps. It's very, very similar. The past doesn't necessarily reflect what's going to happen in the future, but sometimes it rhymes, right? And sometimes there are patterns that show up and they repeat. This is looking more and more like 2017, both in terms of the patterns as well as the length of time from the previous all-time high to a new all-time high, which would probably come in December if it follows the 2017 model, not the 2021 model. And to do that, we look at the counterflow. So this is the counterflow, and I looked at this morning in that this is measuring from the previous low of the bear market to current. And if you do that, you would say, well, it looks like we are in this position where the bear market should be starting. And there are a lot of people pointing to this saying, we're now in a bear market. And yesterday, a lot of people were definitely on board with that. But today, we seem to be turning around and going back up because we're chopping around in this range right now while the U.S. government is still shut down. We're still waiting for next week's FOMC meeting with the interest rate cuts. It's 99% chance, like all of that, right? But the end of the government shutdown is kind of the big thing that's weighing over the markets right now. But instead of looking at the low to low comparison and not looking at the halving comparison, because there's a halving comparison as well, if this thing will give it to me. Hello, it's thinking. Here we go. We look at the halving comparison and we're like in this range with the 2017 from the halving that we should probably already be in a bear market from the halving. But what they don't have is the chart that shows from the previous highs to current. And that's the one where 2017 is like, if we're following that model, we still have a ways to go. So we'll be watching for that. But this is a setup, a pattern setup that is looking similar to 2017. And you know what happened in November and December of 2017, right? That was the blow off top. And we have not had that yet this cycle. So that's out there. And our friend Doge Tipping is still pushing X money and using Doge as a currency, and that X, X Twitter, X money, X payments only make sense with Dogecoin. So he continues to push the whole narrative of Dogecoin as a currency for tipping, for payments, the best crypto to use for all of that, which I agree with. But is Elon actually going to do that? So he's the wild card in all of this. The wild card continues to be Elon. Speaking of Elon, just a little reminder, people. If you make a ton of money in crypto and some gorgeous woman comes up to you and becomes your friend, and you know she's totally out of your league, she could be a spy. She could be a spy. We have female spies. We have female spies actually in Silicon Valley looking for secrets from China and Russia and other places. But there are quite a few that are trying to get your crypto too. So be careful out there. That's all I say is be careful out there. As Elon says, if she's a 10, you're an asset. Right? You're an asset. Now, you could always have a little fun and then take care of that. But just saying, be careful out there. And for you women too, be careful out there. I don't think the spies care. I'm just saying, be careful out there. Speaking of being careful, if you've seen this guy, Brandon LaRoque, on YouTube, the guy who had the $3 million worth of XRP stolen, right? And there's this all stuff going on about the ElphaPal wallet, and ElphaPal is now going to do away with the whole hot wallet feature that they had. And Brandon's like, man, this just looks bad. It looks bad because it's probably because of him. They're doing this, and they're going to actually change the whole way that their code works, so that there's no chance of getting confused between a hot wallet and a cold wallet and all of that. And everybody online just thinks Brandon should get together with the other people who have had crypto stolen out of their ElphaPal wallets and do a class action lawsuit. They should just do it. Now, he doesn't have the funds for paying for a lawyer, but I'm sure there are attorneys out there who don't need payment up front that would look at this and say, this is an easy win. I'll take my money on the backside. Thank you very much, and go after it. So there's that. And if you go on to YouTube, and where's Brandon? He was just right here. He was just right there. Where did the Brandon video go? Well, we'll just look him up. Brandon LaRoque, right? So this guy, Brandon LaRoque. So he's doing all these videos sort of going through what's happening with the XRP that was stolen from him, and the follow-up that's going on, and other people reaching out that have also had money. There's another guy that lost $1 million. It's just really be careful. Be careful. Yes, Marmello. They should sue him. He just doesn't have the money to fund an attorney. So they need to find someone who's in the crypto space, who's willing to take this on and get paid as a percentage of the payout at the end, is what he's going to have to do, because he doesn't have the money. His entire retirement savings was wiped out when the XRP was stolen. Unbelievable. He admits part of it could have been user error, because he says, I'm not the most technically savvy person. But if he was thinking about doing a lawsuit, he would probably have to change the language he's using in these videos, because he shouldn't blame himself. He should just be blaming the company. But, he's a nice guy, and he's just he's trying to deal with having his entire retirement savings wiped out. So on the backs of that, there's a lot of people in the comments saying, just get a ledger. Just get a ledger. They don't have these problems. Ledger had some other problems years ago about some email list of theirs got hacked, but that didn't give anyone access to any seed phrases or wallets, and nobody lost any money. That's the only thing I know about Ledger. But I did want to let you know there's a sale going on with Ledger. And what else is new with Ledger? Because I am an affiliate of Ledger, and we're talking about safety and security of your crypto. They're not calling them wallets anymore. This is weird. They're not calling them wallets. They're calling them signers. Signers. And the reason they're calling them signers instead of wallets is because these devices, like my Nano S Plus right here, they don't actually hold your crypto. This isn't really a wallet that holds a bunch of crypto, which I've talked about before. No, this is just an app or a series of apps, basically all of the apps that represent all of the different coins or tokens you hold on this that point to the blockchain basically and says, you know, all that crypto over there, it belongs to this guy. That's all it is. There's no crypto that's actually held on a wallet. And so Ledger is basically changing the name. It says the world's first secure hardware wallets here, but they're slowly phasing out the name wallet to become signers. So if you hear anything about Ledger signers, that's what that is. It's a signer. Basically, everything you do with your crypto on your signer, I'll still call it wallets like everybody else will. Anything you do, you need to sign for, whether you're transferring on or off of your Ledger device. Also, they've introduced a new ledger because people were complaining about the price of the Ledger Flex and the Ledger Stacks, which were the two that are touch screens. The Ledger Flex cost $249. The Stacks cost $399. The Nano S Plus here, what I use, well, it's on sale again, everybody. And I told you I would let you know when it's on sale again. Normally $79, it's now $59 on sale. So if you use my link in the description below, it will take you right to this page with all their signers, and you can check out the Nano S Plus, but you can also check out the new one that they've just come out with called the Nano Gen 5. Nano Gen 5, which is a cheaper version of the Flex. Basically, instead of having the metal case, it's like a plastic case. It does some different things than the Flex does, but basically it's just a cheaper Flex. And this is a new device for $179. So if you're looking to get into crypto signers or wallets, check out Ledger. Again, this is what I use for my cold storage device. I love it, perfectly safe. So check that out. Check that out. Again, link is in the description below. You want to keep your crypto safe. You just want to keep it safe. And like all hardware wallets, they give you a seed phrase and you write it down, right? You write it down, 24 words with these new ones. It's 24 words. You're not going to remember them, right? You're not going to remember 24 words. So write it down. And you can also add a 25th word for security, for extra security. Just one of those things. And you get to make up what that 25th word is, whatever you want to call it. Mine's KrissPax. No, I don't have a 25th word. But you can make it whatever you want for extra security. But again, your crypto doesn't actually sit on these things. These are just the apps for the different coins that points to the blockchain where your crypto actually is, because it's a digital on the blockchain thing. So that's where we start today. Doge at 19.5 cents, Bitcoin at 110.5, both of them still sitting within the purple rectangles from the big drop we had on October 10th, now almost 2 weeks ago. And basically it's been trading sideways. Dogecoin still trading sideways. But nice over the past 24 hours to be coming back up in price, and we aren't threatening this 18-cent level, of which I don't want Dogecoin to fall below. So it's a turnaround. It's starting. We got to get these other things out of our way. The government shutdown has to end. We need next week FOMC, lower interest rates, ETFs to roll out, and all the other big continuing news coming out for Dogecoin and crypto in general. And I still think we're still in the 4-year cycles, and the bull market is not done. It was just manipulated away by the big crash almost 2 weeks ago now. And that's where I think we are. All right. How you guys doing today? How are we doing? I have not received my miner yet, Astro. It is stuck in customs. My miner is stuck in customs. There's something going on between tariffs, and I don't know what the problem is. So I still haven't received it yet. I'm not happy with the delay. Once Dogecoin gets above 21.8, we will start moving fast. That will be nice. I just want to get above 21 and get out of this box again. I have that at 21. I want to get out of that. I have a Tangent wallet, still trying to figure it out, not TechSmart. And that's how Brandon was too, not TechSmart. Tangent works a little different in that you actually don't have a seed phrase. I understood that. This is what I learned when I was at the Bitcoin conference in May, because I stopped by the Tangent booth and I talked to them. You don't actually have a seed phrase. And I'm just like, what? No seed phrase? The bettors on Polymarket predict another 2 to 4 weeks before the shutdown ends. That doesn't mean they're right. That's just where the betting is. Now, people who know, right? And Polymarket is the place to go if you have insider information. So that might be right. Might be right. Good evening, Charlotte. How are you? Yeah, I started a little early today. Jasmine is up over 12% today. Nice, Jasmine. Had a nice little run this morning, or earlier this afternoon, whenever this was. Oh, that was this morning, yeah. Let's hope it holds. Stay above a penny, and Jasmine can move higher. Cadena has continued to just bleed out. Some people are pumping it every now and then, but it then just turns around and goes lower. It was down in the 5s earlier today. Now it's 6.26. Again, I wouldn't be touching this thing. Red Panda Miner had a video today about his old Caspa account, because he had a Caspa miner and he mined a bunch of Caspa and he just held on to the Caspa. He never sold it. And now it's practically worthless. Zone is moving. Yes, I do have the stock here of Zone, up 7.5% today. It was up a little higher a little bit earlier, but still looking good. So yeah, Mac, we're recovering from the dip here that we had yesterday. So it's a sign. I'll take it. Beyond Meat has dropped below $3 again. It got pumped up to about $3.60 today on the stock side, but then fell back. DJT, $16. Slow and steady up, though, is what DJT is doing, Michael. Yeah, I'm not trading DJT stock anymore. The BNKK bonk was just kind of going sideways, and then right before the live stream started, it started to pump a little for the BNKK bonk stock. So it looks like that's going to create this big cup here and get back up to like 23, 24 cents. Still a penny stock. Who knows what can happen with this thing? But it's bonk, right? It's bonk. And TBH Bragg House is also up 7% today. So both of the Dogecoin related stocks, TBH and Zone, are both up 7.5% today. So that's good. Awesome. Awesome. Ryan isn't happy that I started early because he's eating out. Well, he can catch up. He can catch up. Next week in November are the last hopes. After that, it's dead. Well, it's not dead, right? It's just we got to think of some defensive strategies, let's call them, right? Defensive strategies. But I still think we're going higher. I still think we're going higher. Maybe I can scare the price to go higher with my Colt Thunder. Oh. Hey, Metal, how are you? Good to see you. Let me scroll up and see what I missed. Are they spy sexuals? Yes, the spy. You didn't get the alert, Gappy? I got the alert. I got the alert today. It's weird. Some people get the alerts and some don't. Hey, Kriss, how are you? Super grateful. Awesome. I only let Annie take my stuff. SP has secrets. I'm not letting any woman take my coins away from me. If it's too good to be true, right? I only let Annie take my stuff. Danny. Only Annie. Yeah, but if she looks like Jennifer Lawrence, we keep her around for a little bit, right? Oh, that's funny. That's good. William, you feel the same? We're going up. I think this is the start of the turnaround. A scale of 1 to 10, Crypto Dogs asks me. Are we out of the 4-year cycles in a new era of crypto market confidence? So this morning on NFA Live with Rob from Digital Asset News and Guy from Coin Bureau, and we also have Ben into the Cryptoverse, and Ben Cowan, he's still in the 4-year cycles. He's still firmly in the 4-year cycles. So he's a pretty smart guy. So I'd say about a 2 that we're out of the 4-year cycle in a new era of crypto market. I'd call it a 2 right now. Less confident. Okay? I will be taking profits over the next 2 months on my alts. I'll keep Doge and I will keep Bitcoin. I'm getting rid of everything else. That's my plan. So Jonathan's in a 4-year, 1-month cycle. Yes, and that's what I showed earlier. They don't show it on this Bitcoin counterflow. They don't show the chart that goes from the previous all-time highs to new all-time highs, because that's the chart that's more like the 4-year, 1 month. And that chart leads us back to a new all-time high in December. That's what that would be, is a new all-time high in December, matching the length that the 2017 cycle had, and it had that blow off top in November and December in 2017. So that's kind of what Ben was saying. He thinks the structure is more like 2017, and that's what Trader Allen is also looking at with his chart here, that this pattern from 2017 or 2016 into 2017 looks very much like the pattern here of 2024 into 2025. So that would be a 4-year, 1-month cycle. So kind of interesting, but here we are, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen next. Good afternoon, Turbo. How are you? Hey, Geely. Do we still have hope on a Doge turnaround? I have hope. I have hope. What's up? I love crypto low. Some are saying anything under 20 cents. Anything under 20 cents. I'm in the 3.999 cycle, so confused. Aren't we all, though? But hey there. Good to see you. So after that, no, it's not a 4-year dormancy, right? It's bear market for a year, and then we do the reset, recovery, and we go next full bull. Next 4 years. We just do it again. Round trip it, 4 years. That would follow the 4-year cycle plan. So we go bearish leading up into the US political midterms, right? Last time we were bears, we're 2022. This next year is 2026. And then we see what the fallout is, right? How many other companies and projects are going to go bankrupt? We've already had 2. We've had Cadena and we've had Bunny so far. There's 2 that have already. What's the next that's going to fall? And that was just on this liquidation thing from 2 weeks ago. Be careful where you have your crypto. Don't be sitting on these new exchanges. If you bought any crypto on any brand new exchanges or any exchanges that you might be kind of iffy about, get it off. Just get it off. Be careful, because we get into a bear market. Those are the first that are going to go, and they're going to close up shop. And especially if it's not in the country, if it's not in the country where you are located, you have no recourse. Now, I'm in the United States. I do most of my trading on Coinbase and Robinhood. I don't think I have anything to worry about, but at the same time, I only keep the minimum on those exchanges. Everything else is in my Exodus wallet or my ledger. So be careful. Be careful. And for those just coming in, I did talk about the new Ledger Nano Gen 5, which is their newest product that just came out for $179, which is much less than the Flex and the Stacks, and has the touch screen and all of that. Or if you want the Ledger Nano S Plus, which is what I have, they didn't have the Flex and the Stacks when I bought mine, but I got this. It works perfectly fine. It's on sale for $59. If you use my link below, $59 for the Ledger Nano S Plus. $59 on sale. So just letting you know about that. Yeah, the Cadena collapse, we've talked about it. On both my video, I showed it, and we talked about it yesterday more on the live stream on this big drop. Actually, it was happening while we were live on Tuesday. This was happening. It had already done that first big candle, and it was on its second one during my live stream. And we were like, whoa, what happened to Cadena? Basically, the developers decided to close the project up. They're not going to support the blockchain anymore. And then yesterday we found out, well, actually, before they announced it, right, they shorted the hell out of it up here. They themselves shorted Cadena, made the announcement, sell-off occurred. Of course, they sold all their Cadena tokens, right? Then the exchanges started selling theirs, mass liquidation, right? Everybody selling, price tanks, and they made $1 million on their short trade. Crime is legal, right? Crime is legal yet again. And nobody can do anything about it. This thing's not going up. It's dead. It's now a meme coin, right? A community token. No, the community got had, basically. Everybody who believed in this thing, they got had. It's just like bad. So could it pump again? Sure. Luna Classic pumps every now and then, right? The old Luna pumps every now and then. FTT pumps every now and then. So this is going to be one of those. Yeah, we talked about the CZ pardon earlier. We talked about this, covered it. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I'll do the best I can. New mayor might be suffering the same death. Really? New mayor. It's on Coinbase. It's up 2% today. I don't know anything about this project. It's going sideways. It's very similar to all the other cryptos, just trading sideways in a box. Yep, 16 cent, 16% box. It's doing the same thing. So I don't know what Numera is about. I don't know what they do. But if you're worried about it, right, and you hold any, you might want to get out. What do I think of Robinhood? Robinhood's perfectly fine. Publicly traded company in the United States. It's not going anywhere. They're not doing illegal things. It's not like an FTX, because the FTX member was in the Bahamas, right? No regulation, no oversight. A United States-based exchange is not going to fail. And Robinhood is making oodles and oodles of money on all of their other financial products. They're fine. You just have to make sure that your access to your Robinhood account is secure as possible. Two-factor authentication, right? Like all of that. As safe as you can make it safe. That's all. God, 4 years. I know, Charlotte, right? You ready to round trip it for 4 more years? A lot can happen in 4 years. You know that, right? I know you do. A lot can happen in 4 years. It's nice. The Pax fam knows. Buy low, sell high. Yeah. 80 cents by December. That would be awesome. Jonathan, feeling December. It was going to be the bear season. We would like be a lot lower by now. I agree. And we're not. We're still going sideways. This is not bearish. Now, the manipulation we had last Friday or 2 Fridays ago, that was bearish. But we recovered and we've just been going sideways since. That's not a bear market. Hey, Turbo, over there on the other coast. How are you? The other coast. Everyone liked the stream. Thank you, Aesthetic. Like and subscribe, please. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Turbo, I have a brand new Ledger Nano S Plus. Haven't set it up because I'm still at barely break even. Well, it doesn't matter if you're in a profit or still break even. It's your crypto. You own it. Well, you don't own it if it's sitting on an exchange. You don't own it. But you put it on a cold storage device, then it's yours. But when it's sitting on an exchange, no. We bought a football team. We bought a hockey team. As soon as we buy a tennis team, it'll pop. There we go, right? Oh, that'll probably be next. Yep. There was a big gambling ring. Very bad. I've been seeing some highlights today on X of some of the individual players and series of bad shots and turnovers that were made in particular games that, like, there's no way that that guy was trying. He was tanking on purpose. Horrible shots, horrible turnovers to lose a game. It's like, yeah, that they were involved. They were involved. That's just bad. I mean, you're making so much money as an NBA player. You've trained and you've worked really hard. Why do you got to throw it away? Why do you got to throw it away getting involved with the mafia and gambling? That's dumb. That's dumb. Now that I've made money in crypto, am I going to start like doing illegal stuff? Hell no. I'm not going to do that. No. I made a profit. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to live a nice life. Not be involved in that crap. 5-cent Pengu, 0004 Bonk are still on the table. Yes, both of them are still on the table, Yili. I believe that. Do I know that for sure? No, I do not. But I hold both of them. I'm watching the price of both of them. And I think we'll be going back up. It's got to get up before you can get out. Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. William's in the same boat as Charlotte. It's like 4 more years. Oh, God. Not 4 more years. Right? I'm not round tripping it. Oh, you're on the eastern side over by Idaho. I've been up there, Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is so beautiful. So you must be over there. Pritzker won $1 million on poker, like the governor of Illinois. Really? If you can gamble on it, it's probably rigged. True, Sebastian. Absolutely. Fear of Paul is here. All crypto going to zero. No. No. Did Trump make an announcement? No. He's having some session with Homeland Security and law enforcement today. All the questions in today's press conference were about the White House ballroom, tearing down the East Wing to build the new ballroom. It's like, there's not much going on. A lot of questions about Putin and Russia, sanctions, and then next week he's traveling to Asia, going to Malaysia, going to Korea, or Japan and Korea, and going to meet with President Xi. So that should all be good. Probably owed a lot of money and got stuck. Could be. A lot of these players, they start earning all this money and they either get involved in drugs or there are, let's just say, people around them that are doing nefarious things, right? And then they get talked into loaning money. They don't get it back. This must happen in every sport. Where there's money, there's corruption. That's right. Do you think the market makers are shaking the weak hands? Yes. Absolutely. And it's even happening today. I mean, we see that. We can go into the 5-minute chart and you can see, like on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin comes up over 111 and it drops all the way down to 110, taking out leverage. We saw it. We've got the heat map on here. It was dinging right before the live stream today as that happened. Funk. And it was ETH as well. Big pullback on ETH, taking out leverage trades. Yeah, totally manipulated. Can't believe they would rig NBA games when they can just throw their millions into Farcoin. Some of them aren't smart, right? Some of them grew up in a poor family, never had money. And now they're signing these $1 million contracts and they have all this money. They don't know what to do with it. So there's that. Yeah, we talked about Brandon LaRoque. This guy. We talked about it earlier, LaRoque. And I talked about the other day too. It wasn't a hardware though, low roller. See, this is it. You got to do the research and look at the deal. ElphaPex used a combination cold wallet / hot wallet. And so he thought he created a cold wallet, and then he got an iPad and he was setting up access to his wallet on his iPad. And it turned out he was actually setting up a hot wallet. And that hot wallet does what? It stores the seed phrase open to the internet. And so somehow he clicked on something on his iPad and they got in there and they found the ElphaPex app, extracted the seed phrase, and took over 1 million XRP tokens. Zoop, gone. So a hardware wallet is safe if you just set it up as a hard wallet and you don't mess around. ElphaPex was not that. And this guy, he wasn't the most tech savvy person, and he admits it. No, it wasn't a ledger. Omar's. It wasn't a ledger. It was an ElphaPex. You got to watch the videos, dude. He tells you. He tells you all the details, exactly what it was. It was ElphaPex. You're just saying shit. It's not right. Hey, Chef. How much in advance would you recommend transferring to an exchange? I fear if I wait for a pump, it could delay the transfer due to volatility. If you're thinking of selling, don't have it on a hardware wallet. That's all. Have it on the exchange then. But if you're looking at buying crypto and holding for a long period of time, like years, don't leave it on an exchange. That's the difference. But if you're thinking about wanting to transfer to an exchange because you're going to sell, then you shouldn't put that in a hardware wallet. The whole Otani thing just seemed really suspect to me, low roller. The translator guy was like, I don't trust that story at all. I don't trust that story at all. But that's what's out there. That is what's out there. It's amazing though. All the game. You think like a guy like Otani just making as much money as he is. Why would he get involved in gambling? Hey, but maybe it was the translator. Who knows, right? Maybe the translator was a bad dude, stole some of Otani's stuff. Could be. I mean, that could be true. It's like the amount of money that's around and people are gullible, right? They try and chase the easy money. Like a lot in crypto, in these crypto tokens. Oh, easy 10x, easy 100x. No, nothing's easy like that. Especially if somebody's out there shilling it, then you know it's not right. They're just trying to take your money. And that's been going on in crypto for a long time. Long time. I'm referring to this incoming pump we're all anticipating. I don't want my crypto sitting on an exchange any longer than it needs to be just to sell during the big pump. Yep, I agree. But again, If you want to move it to a cold storage device, do it. But then once you start to see something happening where it's starting to sniff like there could be a big pump coming, then you can move it back. For Dogecoin, it doesn't cost that much. But like Bitcoin or ETH or one of those, you're paying bigger fees. Particularly if there is a lot of volatility going on, then the ETH gas fees go up, the Bitcoin fees go up, and you're paying more. So you just have to be careful of that. Yep. The Trader Allen thing was funny this morning. I don't know if you guys saw the video this morning, but it was really funny because Trader Allen had this Dogecoin chart that looked like this, which was this bull flag from 2 weeks ago. And he used the dip from Friday, a week and a half ago, used that dip as the flag and put it up here and said Doge is going to 43 cents. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday. But then Ali says, lols. Come on, bro. The flash crashes the pole for the flag. Well, Trader Allen, he came back and he said, why not, bro? See you at 43 cents. Cheers. I just think that's hilarious. Lols. Why not, bro? Hey, Ali says, as long as 18 cents holds, yes, it's a probability, but that chart pattern, not really. Oh, that's funny. Our two favorites with Dogecoin charting, Ali and Trader Allen. I believe Otani guys, since MLB can't afford to lose Otani players. Dodgers already got their money back for the $700 million. But he's not even taking that as his salary. He's deferred it all till after he retires. The Dodgers are going to be paying him for years, like that. What was that guy? The New York Mets are paying every year. There's a guy that they pay where like his money was deferred till after he retires. And they have to give him like $1 million every year. Something like that. LA in 5? Chaos? It could be. Toronto will win 1 in Toronto. Bobby Bonilla. That's him, Laurel. Exactly. Bobby Bonilla. There's the Bobby Bonilla Day, right? Every year. The day the Mets have to give him $1 million. Like every year. Otani's going to be like that with the Dodgers. It's more than $1 million. If someone steals my Robinhood coins, Robinhood will pay me back? Not necessarily. They're not. It's not FDIC insured crypto holdings. So no. So be careful with your Robinhood app. Good afternoon. How safe is the Doge wallet I downloaded from the App Store? Is it MyDoge? Is it this one? If it's this one, it's perfectly safe. You have your own seed phrase, right? You have your own seed phrase. Just make sure that you protect your phone, right? And you use a PIN to get into it, right? And every time you transfer any Doge off of it, you have to use the PIN, right? It asks you to verify that you're sending Doge with a PIN. It's perfectly safe then. Don't give anyone your PIN number. And don't leave your phone open. Make sure that your phone is protected, because if there's ever an eSIM swap or other SIM swap and someone gets into your phone, they can get into all your apps. You got to be careful. Allen Iverson did something with a shoe deal. Ugh. He got lucky since he'll be bankrupt today. His agent saved his life. They're just sad stories of people who were like the great ball players, and then they just get caught up in this mess. Hoping we get somewhat close to Doge all-time high. I'd hate to wait another 4 years. Like Charlotte said earlier, oh God, another 4 years. Oh. I only use crypto apps I download from third-party sites or a language I don't understand. That's a good one. Oh, man. That's a good one. I know, not enough people are liking the stream. I agree. Only half of you actually like the stream. Yes, Robinhood is FDIC insured for your buying power. But as soon as you buy the crypto, you're holding crypto. It's no longer buying power. So. Boston lost. Yeah, last second. They had the ball, had the last shot and missed it. Yeah, that Edgecombe guy from Philly looks really good. He looks really good. What do I think about extended cycles? It's a good theory. I mean, you put not only for that, right? Powell will be gone in May. Trump will install his own Fed chair, which will probably be good for the market. It just seems like everything Trump does, though, is bad. He should just stay away and just let the markets do what they do, you know? Ugh. But with all the ETFs, the institutional buying, the MicroStrategies and MetaPlanets just continuing to just buy and hold, they're not selling. So there could be something about. No, I didn't permanently change hours. I just got off work a little early today and decided to come in here and chat with you guys. Again, the good stuff is at the first 10 minutes. You can always scroll back. 4 years of talking about burgers. I'm watching from my phone. The screen isn't smashed, so you can actually like the stream this time. Thank you, Charlotte. Robinhood got special gold. They will share $1 million. I didn't see that. $1 million? Your share of $1 million. I know they still have some transfer bonus thing going on, but I'm not using stock lending. Earn a bonus when you transfer a retirement account. Manage your family's investments. No. Check out an IPO. No. Earn with Solana and ETH staking. Nope. Nope. I got no notifications on that. No notifications on that. It's nice to see the green, though, on the Robinhood app instead of the red. That's nice to see. Finally. Wash cycles. Wash cycles. Grok. What is a wash cycle in trading? What's a wash cycle? A wash cycle, often referred to as a wash trade, is practice where a trader simultaneously buys and sells the same. Yeah, I do that. In crypto, you can do it all you want. Swing trading, day trading. Yeah, I've done that. On stocks, when you do that, like on Robinhood, you're limited to like 3 in a month or something like that. You can only do it 3 times. To buy back the same, because they don't like recurring day traders. They're not a day trading platform. But wash trade, wash sale. So I don't know why wash cycle you're asking about. I don't know what a cycle means. It's basically just wash trading. And a lot of people do it in particular times. Like at the end of the year, they'll sell something on December 31st and buy it back on January 1st, New Year. And they do that for tax loss harvesting, like other purposes like that. Stuff like that. When Bitcoin climbs to 150, where will Doge be? Yeah. Well, to 150, that's like almost a 50% gain. So Doge would probably double, 38 cents. On the green candles, Doge outperforms Bitcoin. So yeah, 35, 38 cents minimum. If Trump did something good for the crypto market, he would find a way to crash it at the same time. Yes. Just keep him away. During the bear market, the channel can become a cooking show. Food and crypto. Food and crypto. 4 years of burger talk. Right. With tips like how to make dinner for less than $3 because we're all broke. Apparently you won a gram of Robinhood Gold, but you didn't respond. It's for new members. Oh, that's why. I'm already a member. Webull Pay. Now I don't use it. I use the Webull platform to trade stocks. This is the Webull chart that I use. I watch all of my stocks through Webull, and I trade stocks on Webull. They used to have crypto, but then they ported the crypto over to Webull Pay. I still don't know why they had to do that. There must have been some regulatory reason. There's probably some pressure on their trading app that they had to move the crypto off. I don't know why, but now they're moving it back, I hear. And so I don't know if the Webull Pay thing is still going to survive or not. I don't know. So Beyond closed at 4 o'clock at $2.84, and now it's flying after market back up to $2.93, probably go over $3 again after market. Crazy. Beyond Meat thing is still going on. Yes, the end of the year. Yeah, and we'll talk about this more in December when we're talking about our crypto tax, when we do our crypto tax live stream. We'll talk more about that. Whether you want to sell something at the end of the year and then buy it back in on the new year, there's a reason to do it. If you made some gains, you haven't paid the taxes on those gains yet, and you've got something that you're way down on, why not sell it for a loss? Reduces your capital gains that you get taxed on, and you buy it back in the next day, and you start over the new year. There are tax advantages to doing that. Tax advantages. Yep, wash trading. That's the only reason I can see using it. Wash trades are often used to create a false impression of market activity or liquidity, manipulate prices, or trigger certain market behaviors. Interesting. I guess there's probably some big boys who do this. to manipulate the price, but us, our level, right? We can't do that. The only reason I could ever see doing it is the end of the year. That's it. No, I don't short anything, low roller. I'm not a short trader. I don't do that with anything. Buy on the dips and hold. That's all I do. And I've been very successful doing that. Why should I get involved in futures trading? Did it look like an obvious thing to do? Sure. But I just don't do that. I do pretty well. I got a few losers right now. Zone is one of them. It's down. We'll see whether it comes back. Yeah. The spammers and the trolls. Hey, we booted a couple more yesterday. Put 2 others in a timeout. Just being idiots, right? They don't need to do that. They're just dumb. They're just dumb. In a way, I'm hoping the top is in January so I don't get taxed on crypto until 2027. Right. Right. You sell on January 1st. Then you don't have to pay until April 15th, 2027. The capital gains. Exactly. Yep. There's reasons to do that. If the market is still up, but if the market is already tanking the last week or 2 of December, is it really worth it? I don't know. It's one of those things you got to watch for. I already have a lot of profit on the stuff that I sold January of this year. And I was hoping that what I still saved would make a bunch. And then I would sell that to pay the capital gains tax. So I don't know what 1 gram is worth. I have no idea, low roller. You can just go to Google and you can search it. Not risking it though, but it would be nice. Yeah. We'll see. Yep, crime is legal. Yeah, well, some crime is legal. The stuff that CoffeeZilla goes after, right? In the crypto markets, yeah. But if it's the US government and not paying taxes, that is not legal. Don't even tempt it. Don't even tempt it. Bitcoin's down below 110. Here, I was enjoying this Dogecoin turnaround, and now Bitcoin is like pulling the market back down. Kriss is not happy. Taking out leverage longs. ETH, Bitcoin. Why is my pinger not going off? I thought Kriss knew everything. Well, Annie is ignoring me, so I can't ask Annie. But there are some things people should, I mean, low roller should be able to like just Google what a gram of gold is worth instead of asking me. That's not something that just goes off the top of my head. I would have to Google it as well or ask Grok, and he can do that himself. You like the stream? Thank you, Yuli. Appreciate it. Just don't check the charts. I live with the charts. What's the first thing I do when I get up in the morning? I look at the charts. It's just what I do. Maybe someday I'll like stop doing this and go do something else, right? But hey, this is fun. It's what I do. What is this rash on my foot? How do I tie my shoes? Am I pregnant? Yeah, I know the answer to all that. I'm just not telling you. Trump is taking questions. Yeah, usually those Q&A things, there's nothing that's going to tank the market with those things. This is just taking out leverage. And he's ignoring. Grok is doing weird things. I don't know what Grok's problem was with that photo. That was weird, though. Be careful what you wish for. Yeah, Cadena. But again, that had nothing to do with regulations. That had to do with them just being stupid. I think they took loans out. And then that flash crash 2 weeks ago just wiped them out. That's what I think happened. I'm not showing my foot again, Charlotte. Especially now, it's getting cold. It's like maybe next summer. You still check the charts? I turn off the phone. I do not have any charts anywhere near me. I sleep like a baby. I sleep like a baby, knowing there's no temptation to glance at the phone and see how things are doing. Nope. Oh, Benzer, I'm, just doing my thing here. If it wasn't for all of the YouTube work that I do, I probably would not have taken the risk I did and made the money I made in crypto if it wasn't for me doing this. Most likely, that wouldn't have happened. So there's something to say about it. I need to show midriff. I'm in good shape, but come on. That's funny, though. That is funny. That's funny. What's Trump saying now? Bad news in Ukraine, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Not much going on. Not much going on. Nope. Not much going on. Hey, Olak, how are you? If it was real 1 gram of gold, it would be worth $130, not worth the risk of scams. Kriss doesn't check the charts in the night, but he wakes up super early. Yes, I do that. I do wake up early. You can tell when I start commenting on X posts, right? It's like, oh, Kriss is up. You do the same, Will? Hey, Justin. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Things are pretty quiet today. Not much going on. It's still all wait and see. And we zoom out on this Dogecoin chart, and it's still just sideways. Well, it's Bitcoin. That's why. Doge. Sideways. So we're still in this. We're in this range, and we're right in the middle. We're right in the middle in this range. So not much happening. Volume is still low. There's no new news. There's no big interest. There's no nothing. It's just like blah. So we expect next week there'll be some volatility with the Fed and the FOMC meeting, but were your stock trading videos back in the day as fun as your crypto? No, I just was kind of learning YouTube at the time, and I wasn't as sure of myself as I am now. That makes a big difference. And I only did the stock videos for a few months until I bought Dogecoin. And then that was it for the stocks. See ya. I still traded stocks. I just make videos about it anymore. You've got the same habit. Check the charts as soon as you wake up. Yeah, first thing I do. Is it a red day or a green day? Oh, it's green day. That's what I saw this morning. I was like, good. Green day. All right. Imagine Doge hits $1 in the middle of the night and comes back down when you wake. I know, right? There's always the fear of that, Benzer. And I have no alarms that are going to go off if that happens. It is what it is. Hopefully one day this pays off. James Wynn is the biggest idiot. Rodrigo, you know that he's getting paid, right? I think he's got to deal with Hyperliquid, is what I think. In that most of the trading that he claims that he does isn't real. And he is purposely trying to spread FUD to get people to sell their crypto. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, it's ridiculous what he's saying. And I mean, there's no way that if he has any sense of trading, that what he says is actually true, in my opinion. So, can you give a shout out to Isaac and Isabella? Sure, Jacob. Hi, Isaac, Isabella, welcome. How you guys doing? I try and have fun here. Most of the stuff we talk about, I mean, this is all your future, right? Finances and all of that. Your dad will tell you more about it. It's all good, though. 2 days, guy lost $133 worth of free money. Yeah, don't worry about it, low roller. Is this the calm before the storm? Could be, but it better be a good storm. Suppose you could create the habit of setting a limit order to expire when you wake up every morning. Yes, I could do that on Coinbase. I think there's a way you could act. Is there? No, you'd have to do it first thing when you wake up. You have to manually. I don't think Coinbase has a way where you can set the amount of time that limit order is open. I think you have to physically close it. Never looked at that before. I know on Robinhood, your limit orders, do they expire? No, they do on stocks, but they don't on crypto. They stay open. Interesting. Interesting. Good night, RR. If it went up to $1 in the middle of the night, I'd be texting all my American friends to wake them up. However, my phone would be off. My phone is off. If we stay at the pace we are at now, do not panic sell. Stay away from the hype and the hopium pushers, and we'll be fine. I agree with that. You can set limit orders to last 90 days. Right, but what he's saying is only set it for the night, so it automatically shuts off or closes by itself every morning, just so that it's only set in the time you're sleeping. You can set a time limit for your limit orders to expire on Robinhood. Oh, interesting. I never looked at that. So you could do it for like 8 hours. Set it at night, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, it automatically closes. It just catches it if something hits in the middle of the night. CryptoDog says until you cancel. We will find out 4-year cycles are over if Bitcoin keeps going up next year. The cycle is actually different every 4 years, somewhat. That's not exactly the same. But if in 2026 Bitcoin keeps going up, yep. I know, dangerous games. I agree. And if I miss out, I miss out. Yep, but I sleep better. I sleep better. Because I would be too tempted to just keep checking it all the time. I can't do that. Can't keep doing that. Come on, Bitcoin turnaround. Go back up. You're taking away my vibe. I was talking about Dogecoin turnaround, and then you turn around yourself and come back down. Not nice. I don't know what's going on with Hedera. Hedera just dumped this morning for some reason. It's down to 16 cents now. Of course, BNB got a big push when CZ was pardoned, right? So BNB goes on a pump. Like BNB really needed a pump, right? Went out of the purple. Probably next Wednesday. We expect more altcoin crashes like Cadena. Well, that happened in the middle of the day. No surprise that Trump pardoned CZ. Yeah, there's a deal going on. There's a deal going on there. Who needs sleep? I do. I do. Best crypto channel? Thank you, Joanna. Thank you very much. I try. I just do my thing. I could play the YouTube game, right? And just do all the hype stuff. That's not me. I did it a couple times for the fun of it, and it really didn't do much. I guess you have to just do it regularly and just be one of these accounts that just is constant pump, 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 pump. I just can't do that. Yep. The big Binance is coming to America. More manipulation, more shorting, more longing. Yep. It's coming. And the Trump family will get richer and richer and richer because they're in on it. But it is what it is. We just do our part. Doesn't do any good to complain about it. Just ride along. Do the best you can. Make whatever money you can off of it. You're just not going to be like them and make that much. But yeah, like CoffeeZilla said, right? There's somebody behind all this stuff, right? Somebody insider trading. People know what's going on. Polymarket is just another avenue in which to use insider trading to your advantage. I'm not getting the new Ledger Nano. I don't need it. I've got my Nano S Plus. I'm good. If they wanted to send me one for free to like do a whole video about it, I would do that. But I'm not one of those big channels like other crypto people that they do that for. There's one guy who's got like every Ledger Nano device. But that's not me. Come on, Kriss. One time Doge will be $100 by Friday. I know, right? It would probably get a lot of views. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I'd have to have one of those silly faces on my thumbnail with the big open mouth and big wide eyes, like, oh, right? I can't do that. A 24-hour New Year countdown? No. I'm having fun on New Year's. I mean, I like you guys, right? I like you guys a lot, but it's fun hanging out with you guys. But on New Year's, no. Ledger Nano Gen 5 does not force you to buy their subscription. No, it works just like their other devices. You can always get the Recover, right, and pay for that. You don't have to, though. It works just the same. They just made it cheaper. It's got a plastic case instead of metal, right? They saved a little bit here and there, and so we're able to make a cheaper model of the Flex. Because at $249, I'm guessing they weren't selling a lot of them. And so $179. It's less. Touch screen, does everything else the Flex can do. But you can pay $179 for that, or you can pay $59 for the Nano S Plus, which is what most of you need. Now, it's not as easy to use, right? It doesn't have the nice little touch screen. It's the little bitty screen here with the little buttons on it. But you read the manual, you watch a couple videos, and you got it. It's not that hard. We are family, Charlotte, but when it's midnight here in Boston, right, it's going to be, 5 in the morning in the UK. You still going to be up? Are you still going to be up? Ledger Black Friday might give you free Bitcoin. Yeah, right. This is a better deal, though, right here. I mean, they're giving you $20 off the price, as opposed to giving you like $10 a Bitcoin at the regular price. This is a better deal. It's $20 off, $59 for this. Better deal. You're going to be in Hawaii for New Year's, so you're like one of the last to celebrate in Hawaii. That's like you, Duchess, too, right? In Hawaii. You're like one of the last to celebrate the new year. That must be weird in Hawaii, right? Like the rest of the United States has already done all of their things, and then you have your nights free because there's nothing else going on. Everybody else is asleep. We are family. You're going to be in Cali for the new year, Ryan. Everybody's going somewhere. I'm not going anywhere. No special message, but there's some good stories at the beginning. But no special message. But good stories. So you do need to scroll back and watch the first 10, 15 minutes to see all the good stories that Kriss always has at the beginning. The Ledger deals when they give away Bitcoin is the time to buy. That is true because when I got mine, I paid $79, but I got $20 of free Bitcoin on that deal. $20 of free Bitcoin. Do you know what the price of Bitcoin was when I got this? It was like $17,000. So now that Bitcoin is worth over $100. So that can happen to you too. Bitcoin at 105, 108, right? Double in price. Yeah, Trump talks. He's not talking about finance or crypto. It's all about homeland protection, and police, what to do with the ICE agents, protecting the ICE agents. It's all that stuff. He thought about doing a New Year's cruise, but instead doing a Christmas cruise. I can't wait to start cruising again. I haven't been on a cruise in a long time, but we'll see. We'll see when I finally get around to start doing that. I just love going on cruises. A lot of fun. You'll catch up when the stream is over. You like story time, yeah. Christoph is going to be working for New Year's. Happy New Year! Yay! Ryan was golfing. Ryan was golfing today. Wow. Not even working. Golfing. You have a tradition, you celebrate New Year somewhere new every year. That's cool. That's very cool. Most people aren't working that week between Christmas and New Year. It's a good time to travel. I mean, a lot of people are traveling as long as you're not dealing with any like snow and ice and stuff. Yeah. You're the last to celebrate all the holidays. Hi, Teresa. You're forgiven. Yeah, I understand. I've got 2 days coming up, not next week, but the week after, where I've got all-day meetings that I have to go to. Blah. All-day meetings. On the 4th and the 5th of November. All-day meetings. And so my live streams will probably be later because I won't be getting back normal time. Low Roller thinks the government shutdown is going to last until December. That would be bad. We don't want that. We don't want that. So Cooper Flagg did not begin his career that well, huh? The Spurs had him locked down. The Philadelphia 76ers had this guy named Edgecombe. He was their #1 pick. He looks awesome. The guy looks awesome. We did not have an answer for him. Yeah, just be unemployed. Exactly. I could do streams from the ship. I know I could, Charlotte, but the Wi-Fi is always spotty on these cruise ships. Now, I hear that they have Starlink now, and the Wi-Fi is better, but you have to pay a lot for it. I suppose I could, right? I suppose I could. But when I'm on a cruise ship, I'm not going to be wanting to like do all this research and preparation on all this news and finance stuff. It takes time. And I try and give you a good show. So I got to know what's going on. And I wouldn't if I was on a cruise ship. I wouldn't have a clue what's going on. You did an Italy-Greece cruise? Yeah. That would be awesome. I heard they're not allowing cruise ships into Santorini anymore. I'd love to see Santorini. A Dogecoin cruise. Ah, awesome idea. I could host a Dogecoin cruise. Everybody, come on a cruise with me. That could be better than the dollar Doge party. Would be the Dogecoin cruise. Yes. Of course, you can't spend your Dogecoin on anything, right? Because none of these cruise companies would take that. But unlimited shrimps. I know. No cat, though. Pex Cat would not be invited. Oh, you'll probably be working. You already know that, William? You already know that? The longest government shutdown was 35 days from the end of 2018 into 2019. 35 days. So we're on day 23. So this is the second longest government shutdown that we're in. Second longest. Yes, Craig. Well, it's the M2. It's, all the other things going on. This is just manipulation, mostly on Bitcoin and ETH right now. The ETH came down, took out more leverage long trades. We looked at it here on the liquidations. Let me refresh this and you'll see, just in the last hour, $3 million in ETH, $2 million in Bitcoin, just in the last hour. So they're playing those games again. And those are all long leverage trades, no shorts, all longs. So again, low volume, market makers are in complete control, and they're playing their games up and down, taking out the shorts, taking out the longs. That's what's going on. We'll break free. Never done a cruise. The cruises are so much fun. Everything gets taken care of for you. I mean, the toughest decision you have is like where you're going to eat your next meal, because there's so many choices. All paid for. You've already paid for all the food, unless you want to do, one of the extra price like restaurants. Other than that, that's your only choice you got to make. The Dogecoin cruise. If you use internet cruise ships, you end up paying tens of thousands of dollars internet bill because of roaming data. No, you pay a fixed fee for their Wi-Fi, and you're on their Wi-Fi. You don't use your cell phone for calling, though. That you don't do. You can't make phone calls, and you can't use like iMessage, but you can use other apps where you can communicate with people. Whatever you can communicate through Wi-Fi on, that works. You don't know if you're a cruise person? There's only one way to find out, DB. Only one way to find out. Let's all go. Let's all go. Dogecoin. The Dogecoin cruise. We get everybody going. I love it. It doesn't have to be $1. We can just do it. On the Manchester canals. There are casinos. You're right. There are casinos. That is bad. Where's Charlotte? Where do you think? But you could also be out on the pool deck, right? In the sun. Oh. This shutdown seems like it's going to be longer. The Democrats have just dug their heels in. So I don't know. Look at the Cadena. It was 6 cents last we looked. Yep, still 6 cents. It's getting pumped a little bit here. It dropped down into the 5s, and there was a pump earlier, came right back down. But then you zoom out and you go, oh, yeah, that's pretty bad. What to eat? That's your biggest choice. What to eat? What games to play? Do you want to play trivia? Deal or no deal? They have all kinds of games. Lay out on the pool deck, and you pull into a port, walk around, see the sights, get back on the ship, eat some more, drink some more. Well, the drinks is you got to get a drink package if you're going to drink a lot. Will the market makers give crypto a chance? Well, no, Craig, what happens is there's enough good news around that enough buyers come in, they overtake what the market makers can do. That's the proper bull run. It won't happen until that. You basically need to have the real traders come in, not all the fake bot trading, but the real traders coming in and buying, that will be the proper bull run. Until then, we're not going to get it. We're not going to get it. You watched the cruise documentary. That was the last of the cruises for me. I don't know. I've always enjoyed them. I've been on a few of them. They're fun. They're trying to make us give up. I know, Mona Lisa. They keep doing that. Fear in the market. Drop the price down again. Get you to sell. Oh, Danny, that's so nice of you to share. On a cruise ship. I guess that goes on, right? I guess it goes on. A Dogecoin field trip. Cruise. Oh. You need the right company. There's a lot of good cruise ships out there. Abe, you feel young? I feel young even though I'm old. I still feel young. I had fun. Still watching the Mega Millions there, Low Roller? I don't even pay attention anymore. It's like, nope, done with it. And that's the thing, right? No winner since June. So how many months is that? It's like the odds of you actually winning something are just so low. And there's no winner since then. People are just like apathetic about it, like I am. It's like, who cares? No one's going to win. The cruise sounds fun, but I don't want to meet up with sharks. You don't have to. You're on a big floating city. Out on the pool deck, gambling on the phone. No, you got to go into the casino to gamble. Got to go into the casino. The KrissPax Dogecoin cruise. Bitcoin has a Vegas conference. Dogecoin has a fleet of cruise ships. Oh. The last government shutdown, 35 days. Yep. That's when it was. Disease baths. Yeah, I mean, there's ways to like protect yourself, take care of yourself. If they kept it docked, you'd go. That's the fun part, though. Going out on the waters and just watching the sunset every night. And it's so much fun. Yeah, it's a huge flop. Exactly. Because people are like me. It's like there's no winners for so long that people just, whatever. You want to live full time? I've thought about that too. Just sell everything and live on a cruise ship. Then all you got to worry about is like booking all of your cruises. Exactly. Kriss is the last guy on the Titanic telling everyone it's unsinkable. Oh, yeah. California State Lottery is $1 a ticket, the Super Lotto. Yeah, that's more my style. I would just do that. I would just do that. The Powerball, no winner for 3 months. I know, but Powerball did finally have a winner, though. And hasn't it rolled over again since then? We're nothing on Mega Millions. You feel like you're in your 20s until 10 o'clock, and then boom. So is a cruise the intermediate? I don't know, right? We're just having fun. The cruise ships don't sink, Duchess. They don't sink. But you'd freak out when you do like the muster. What the first thing you have to do is like do the safety training and muster thing. And then that would probably freak you out. It's like, just in case, right? Just in case. Here's your life vest. Here's where the lifeboats are. And you'd be like, nope, I'm gone. I'm done. Bye. Because you do have to do that every cruise. Good afternoon, CDC. How are you? Jason, still waiting for the government to open? I agree. Shaking your head. Me too. It's dumb. Dumb. Powerball catch up to Mega Millions with its jackpot. Most you have to worry about is falling overboard. I know, right? That does happen. But you've got to be like some like insane drunk or something. I don't know how you fall overboard. How do you fall overboard? We'll probably have a lottery, right? We'll have a lottery for room assignments, right? When are we going? Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like fun though. Sleepwalking. Yeah, if you've got a sleepwalking problem. Hey, Goose, how are you? Good afternoon. We're just hanging. Not much going on in the markets right now. I wonder how many people on average are given to the fear and sell for a loss. Probably a lot, especially Friday, week and a half ago. That was big time fear. Big time. Charles. Yeah. Let's all watch Titanic. Oh my. Yep. Still in the purple box. You zoom out and you're like, we are just right in the middle of the purple box, Goose. Just right in the middle. No clarity whatsoever of where we're going next. No clarity. There is something wrong with you, my friend, Christoph. You are not okay. Exactly. Exactly. You're discovering that now? Oh, that's a nice thought there, Chef Diego. That's a nice thought. Forever in the purple box until we're not. And right now, we touched a little above it, touched a little below it, but that's it. We're just stuck. And it'll just go on and on and on. Stuck. We're watching it. It's my way of just identifying we're in this sideways chop pattern again. Like when we had the summer of chop, well, now we're in the October chop here. It's just, this is my way of like pointing out to everybody that it's not bear market and it's not bull market. It's just sideways. They're not jail cells, but they're rooms. They're interior rooms that are locked from the outside, basically. I don't know that firsthand. I heard that somewhere. I'll take 50-cent Doge. I've seen tons of videos of passenger liners crashing, but I still like to fly. But cruise ships make me paranoid. Yep, everybody's got something. Joanna, that's yours. Oh, I know, Kilmar. We're hoping for green candles. We are hoping. Holding the purple box after everything is a good thing. I think so. There's not much going on. It makes some live streams a bit boring. I don't know what you guys are talking about. A photo? What? Choptober. All this chopping makes me want chop suey. I know, right? Oh, it's better than that. Yes, Goose. Agreed. Agreed. You were in the Navy for 10 years? Not so much want to get on a boat again? Hey, Luca. I mean, a run, but not necessarily to $1. Again, I'm not getting myself locked into Doge to $1. So I'll be taking some slices of profits before Doge gets that high. But that's just me. So I did that in 2021 and got stuck. I ended up making good money at the end, 42 cents. That was good, but not waiting for $1. There would have to be such huge Dogecoin specific news for that to happen. Yeah, I was joking. I was joking. Hey, Chad, how are you? Chad, you want to go on a cruise? We're talking about Dogecoin cruise. Want to do it? I know, the almighty 420. Someday, my friend. Trader Allen's just saying 43 cents right now. 43 cents on his latest. But who knows, right? And then he's got this one that goes even higher. He uses the fractal and it goes to like $24. So that is totally not realistic. But that's over the next 5 years. He at least goes to $5 here, 2026. Yeah, those charts are a bit unrealistic. It's almost been 1 year since we ran up to 40 cents. And here we are. Half that, 20 cents. But that's what we got. Again, like I said yesterday, it's the market we have, not the market we want, right? There it is. Tyler needs a Doge girlfriend. Somebody who can appreciate Dogecoin. Oh. Well, I've been on for 2 hours because I started an hour early. So I'm going to call it a stream here. Not a lot going on. Nice hanging out, though. Thank you, everybody. You sold your Doge this morning? Ready to buy again? Doing a little swing trade? Good luck with that, Mike. Good luck with that. All right, everybody. I hope everyone has a great Thursday evening. Be back again tomorrow on a Friday. We're all going to make it. Yes, Nick? Except the leverage traders. Market makers still in control. That is for sure. I hope everyone has a great evening. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.